All right, today we're going to dive into a really ancient text to meet this powerful, fascinating figure. She's someone who claims to have been present at the creation of the universe itself. So let's get right into this profile of wisdom as she's presented in the book of Proverbs, chapter 8.
So right out of the gate, the text doesn't open with some quiet statement. Nope, it hits you with a vibrant, challenging question. It immediately personifies wisdom as a female figure, someone with a voice who is actively trying to get our attention. This isn't just some passive, abstract concept. This is a character stepping right onto the stage.
Okay, so where does this character make her appeal? Well, the first thing we learn is that she isn't hidden away in some library or a temple. She's out in the open, right in the middle of everyday life, making her case to anyone and everyone who will listen.
The scene is set in what you can imagine as a bustling ancient city, and she takes her stand at the most visible location possible, the highest point along the way. This is a strategic choice, right? It's all about maximum visibility, a position that makes sure she can be both seen and heard.
She's also positioned right at the crossroads, the intersection of commerce, travel, and social life. This is where decisions get made, where people from all walks of life cross paths. Her location itself is a statement about how relevant she is to every single area of our lives.
And finally, she stands at the very gates of the city, which was the center of all legal and public affairs back then. And get this, she isn't whispering, she is crying aloud. Her message is public, it's accessible, and ultimately, it's impossible to ignore.
So you gotta ask, who is her audience? Well, it's everyone. She calls out to all people, to all mankind. But what's really interesting is that she specifically addresses the simple and the foolish. This tells you it's not some exclusive club for the intellectual elite. Her call is a universal invitation, especially for those who need her most.
Now that we know where she is and who she's calling to, the next big question is, what is she offering? Why should anyone stop what they're doing and listen? The text presents her value in really stark, dramatic terms.
This right here is her core value proposition. She asks you flat out to make a choice. On one side, you've got her instruction and knowledge. On the other side, you've got silver and the finest gold. The comparison couldn't be more direct. What she offers is just on a completely different level of value than material wealth. And the text just crystallizes this whole idea with this powerful declaration. It's not just better than gold or silver, it's more precious than rubies. In fact, it says nothing you could possibly desire can even compare with her. That's an absolute statement of her supreme worth. To understand her better, we get this profile of her character. She stands against pride, arrogance, and dishonesty. And in contrast, what does she have? Counsel, sound judgment, insight, and even power. So you see her character is defined just as much by what she rejects as by what she embodies.
And the benefits here are tangible. They're not just abstract ideals. Through her, leaders govern justly. And she brings not just temporary riches, but enduring wealth and prosperity. It's described as a full inheritance that serves as the practical payoff for choosing her path.
Okay, this is where the narrative takes a really dramatic turn. We've seen her in the streets, we've heard her offer, but now the text is about to reveal her origin story, and believe me, it is cosmic in scale.
This is the key question, isn't it? Who is she, really? Why should kings and rulers listen to her? Why is she more precious than anything else? The source of her authority is about to be revealed, and it's what gives her entire speech its incredible weight.
And there it is, the stunning claim. She declares that she was the very first of God's works. Before anything else was made, she was brought forth. Just think about that. This places her in a completely unique position in the entire cosmos. This timeline just reveals the sheer scale of her existence. She was formed long ages ago, right at the very beginning. She was present before the physical world we know even existed. She was there during creation, and she remains present today, actively rejoicing in the world and delighting in humanity.
And, her role wasn't just as some passive bystander. The text says she was constantly at his side, a companion, and her state was one of pure joy, filled with delight, rejoicing always. She wasn't just a blueprint. She was a joyful, active participant in the creation of everything.
So, after this incredible revelation of who she is, wisdom brings her speech to a close.
She brings it all the way back from the cosmic to the personal, making one final direct appeal to you, the listener. Her final instructions are broken down into these really clear, actionable steps. It starts with listening. Simple enough. Then, acting on that instruction. Becoming wise. And finally, it requires persistence, diligence, watching daily, waiting attentively. It's a call to an active pursuit. And the stakes? Well, they could not be higher. The text presents two and only two possible outcomes. Choosing her leads to life and favor. The alternative path is self-harm, a path that the text actually equates with a love of death.
It's just a stark, unforgettable choice, laid out for us in wisdom's own words.
So we're left with this powerful portrait of wisdom, calling out in the streets, claiming she has supreme value, and asserting this ancient, cosmic origin. Her speech ends with a choice that resonates so much, even today. In a world that is just full of noise, with countless voices all calling for our attention, this ancient text asks a piercing question: who or what are you listening for?